Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters out there. You're welcome again to another exciting session where at Born to Lead, we teach you to be better leaders and we enable you to even discover your leadership potentials with the aim of pursuing them to the latter. All right, so you're welcome and thank you, and I appreciate you for being a part and parcel of today's broadcast. So today we're going to be looking at the difference between discipline and motivation, and the idea is to get us as disciplined as may be necessary for us to achieve and attain success. And I've looked at the world over, and I've discovered that nothing great was ever achieved without discipline. There's no height that has ever been attained. There's no creation that has ever been made, so to speak, by man that was done by people who were not disciplined. Every great athlete, every great painter, every highly motivated politician attained the heights that they attained because discipline was part and parcel of their lives. Now, it will suffice to say that your level of growth, your level of discipline will determine, so I take it again, your level of growth, your level of attainment will be determined by the level of discipline that you put in to whatever work, to whatever assignment, to whatever service you have been called to render. Now, in this day and time, in this age and time, where in a generation where you have so many motivational speakers, in fact, some have described me as that, but I tend to see myself as a teacher rather than a motivational speaker. Okay, so in this age and time of motivational speaking, we've had so many motivational teachers, people who have inspired us to do great things, people who have motivated us to attempt certain things in life. However, I've come to realize that side by side, when you place motivation and discipline, you will realize and recognize that discipline has a higher and greater value than motivation. For every Michael Jordan, for every Muhammad Ali, for every Nelson Mandela, for every Mother Teresa, every Mahatma Gandhi, a level of discipline was required for them to carve their names on the sands of history. So, if you're listening to me right now, you're out there and you have been highly motivated and yet have not been disciplined, you will realize that in spite of the high motivation, you're still lacking because discipline is at the foundation, is at the base of every one or every of human achievement or attainment. In developing the light bulb, it took at least 9,000 tests to get a light bulb, and it takes discipline to endure through that process of testing. In building an aeroplane, the Wright brothers spent endless days, hours, and nights disciplining themselves and enduring the pain to ensure that they did arrive at the point where making an airplane was certain. So there is no human endeavor, none. Okay? There's no human endeavor that has been achieved or attained without a level of discipline. Motivation is good. Motivation is exceptional. It kicks you on. It rises your adrenaline. It charges you on. But you know that once you start running, you need some level of discipline to be able to sustain yourself through the race, to be able to sustain yourself towards achieving and attaining the vision that you have set out for yourself. So, discipline, it's quite important, it's quite necessary, it's very essential for any form of achievement that you want to achieve on earth. What is discipline? For me, I would say that discipline is setting out carving out a set of rules that would guide you as you live along, setting certain standards for your daily conduct, for your daily operation, for your daily living. And if you do not set standards, it will simply mean that the wind, any wind that blows, you will flow with the wind. It takes discipline. It takes a standard, a set of rules for you to be able to achieve and attain anything in the world, anything worthwhile. That is what I mean. Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest footballers on planet Earth today, has a set of rules that has kept him going and has distinguished him from the rest of the team. It is reported that Cristiano Ronaldo is earliest to training and latest in leaving the place of training. And not just that, he spends hours in gym to keep his body fit. No wonder at 34, 35, it's still being said that he plays as if he were 27. Now, a lot of us who watch football and get entertained by him do not see the point or the place of discipline where he had to train himself to be able to do what he's doing. We just see the end result and we enjoy the end result. Discipline is setting a standard, a set of rules for yourself. A set of rules that will guide you, that will push you on. A set of rules that will distinguish you from the crowd and from the pack. A set of rules that people will laugh and scorn at you from the beginning, but at the tail end will wish that they were like you. That's what discipline is. And there is no leader the world over that has ever achieved or can ever achieve anything great without this level of discipline. It took Nelson Mandela discipline for him to endure 27 years of imprisonment. So while perhaps at one point he was motivated to do what he did, but it took discipline for him to be sustained on the long run. It took discipline for Mahatma Gandhi to fast on and on and on for days for him to fight for the independence of India. There were times that Mahatma Gandhi fasted for 100 days. Now, motivation cannot get you that far. It takes discipline to push you to that length. It took discipline for Mother Teresa, having left her paid job and come into charity assignment and face the hardship that she faced and to endure it to the end. It took discipline. It also took discipline for Martin Luther King Jr. to march on the streets of the United States of America, fighting for the rights of the black race, not only in America, but the world over. So it takes discipline for you to achieve and to attain anything in life. Note that leaders get motivated at one point in their life, but it takes discipline, excuse me, for them to sustain themselves. No wonder Jim Rohn would say that discipline works miracles. And I agree. Now, I've talked about Ernestine Shepherd some time back on this program. Ernestine Shepherd is about 83, 84 right now, okay? And still a bodybuilder. It takes discipline to be able to do that. When I looked at her routine, I realized that she will keep going on for as long as God permits her to live on planet Earth. Sleeps early, wakes up very early. Within the first 2 hours of the day, she's already done her exercises and so on, done her devotions and then gone to the gym to train others. It takes discipline to do that. How do you attain discipline? How do you achieve a life of discipline? Number one is to recognize the value of discipline. Discipline is valuable. Recognize the value of discipline. Recognize, note that nothing great has been achieved or attained that didn't require discipline. So recognize the value of discipline as your first point. The second is that you must be willing to pay the price. You must be willing to go through the full hog as far as discipline is concerned. At the beginning of the year, we all sit down, write New Year resolutions and so on and so forth. There are so many people whose New Year resolution will change the world if they went through it. But within the first week, at most the first month, they've broken all of the resolutions. They've done the contrary. They've done the reverse of the resolutions that were made. Why? Because they were not willing to go the full hog. They were willing to pen it down. They were willing to wish it. But they were not willing to go the full hog in ensuring that they live a disciplined life. You must be willing to live a disciplined life, all right, to be able to attain discipline. You must remember that discipline is the bridge between your intention and your success. Discipline is the bridge between your dreams and their attainment or their achievement. So you must, one, know the value of discipline. Secondly, you must be willing to go the full hog as far as discipline is concerned. And thirdly, you must be committed to ensure that you fulfill your terms as far as this discipline is concerned. In other words, it is not enough for you to start a race. After all, the end of a thing is always better than the beginning. And it takes a disciplined person to be able to start and to finish. It takes discipline for you to be able to set a time that you will sleep and a time that you will wake up. So it is not enough for you to set the time if you are not willing to keep to the time, and if you are not willing to be consistent at keeping to the time. Consistency helps discipline. So you see, you have a mindset that you want a good physique. You want to live healthy. You want to sustain a healthy life. Then at the beginning of the year, you get up, you write all sorts of resolutions. I'll be at the gym 2 hours a day, every day, a week, or beginning 3 times a week, and so on and so forth. You go buy the equipment that you need, or at least the canvas and the wares that you need to go to the gym, and so on and so forth. Within the first week, you begin it. The second week, you slow down a bit. By the third week, when something interrupts, you forget the fact that you had determined that you will be in the gym consistently. Now, you were motivated to go to the gym, but it takes discipline for you to sustain yourself going to the gym. I have 2 friends that I know of who registered in the gym. One went to the gym for about a month and thereafter forgot about the registration when life set in. The other spent about 6 months, but eventually he left the gym. Why? Because their level of discipline as far as gymming is concerned was very low. And by the way, let me say that discipline in one aspect of life affects and influences all the other aspects of life. So if you do not have discipline in how you eat, that will eventually impact on your health. That will also impact on when you sleep and when you wake up. That will also impact on who you keep as friends. Because discipline in one aspect of life influences and rubs on the other aspects of life. So for you to be disciplined, all right, you must put your entire life in perspective, your whole life in picture. And it is necessary for you to be disciplined if you want to develop yourself, if you want to grow, if you want to be, if you want to achieve and attain certain heights. The benefits of discipline are immense, too immense. And of course, time will not permit me to reel them out one after the other. But you see, one thing about discipline is that if you're a disciplined person, you get respected by people. Your influence is boosted and raised higher and higher to the level of discipline that you have constrained yourself under. There are so many people who admire you for the level of discipline you have kept and attained. They are wishing that they were like you, Unfortunately, they are not. So one huge benefit is that you get influential, you get admired by so many people. Discipline increases your level of happiness and joy because you see, every time that you attain whatever goal you've set, whatever target you've set for yourself, every time that you set these goals and targets for yourself, you get when you achieve them, you get excited by every achievement of goals. So discipline keeps you constantly excited. Discipline keeps you healthy. It makes you financially stable. It prints your name on the heart of people. And of course, it opens doors for you. We could go on and on and on and on, stating the levels or the advantages of being a disciplined person. And time will not permit us to do so. And so my challenge to you out there this hour is for you to live a disciplined life. For you to live a disciplined life. What are the things you promised yourself to do in times past? What are the things you promised to attain by the beginning of this year? And this is the fourth month of the year, you've forgotten and abandoned them. I challenge you, go back to your drawing board, pick up a piece of paper, set out some things you need to attain, and be willing to achieve them by being disciplined in whatever you do. Nobody grows unless he or she is disciplined. It took some level of discipline for me to be able to do this broadcast. And by the way, I've shared this story before. You know, I had always studied leadership. And for years, I've always told myself I would want to teach leadership to people at some point in life. But you see, I got so distracted. I never was disciplined about focusing on what I wanted to do. Fear crept in, but eventually, when I set my heart to pursue what I'm doing now, I forsook and abandoned so many things to be able to focus on this. And there are so many things on a daily basis that I denounce and reject just to be able to do this, just to be able to focus on this. My library is filled up with leadership books. I've read so many just to get insight, to get understanding on what to do and what to say regarding leadership. For today, I will stop here and encourage you to be disciplined in whatever you do. Thank you and have a blessed day ahead. Like this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and to also make comments where necessary. Bye bye.